And I mean, technology is it's not a neutral thing. Every time you bring about a new gadget, you don't just add that gadget to the sum total of gadgets.
Marshall McLuhan, sure.
Yeah, and Neil Postman was another man who talked about this. When you bring a new gadget in, the automobile is a classic example. It demolishes old ways of life. Like, for example, the automobile brought with it, particularly out in the Southwest, these vast freeways. And with urban sprawl, it got rid of this idea of community, of, you could just walk outside your house and walk up the street and say hello to 10 people, and everybody knows everybody else roughly. And the automobile destroyed that, particularly out in places that I came from, like Phoenix, where the automobile has taken over the city entirely. And it creates this decentralizing urban sprawl that prevents a culture from effectively ever emerging, because people cannot culture comes out of communion. People have to be able to reach each other. And this society of isolated people, living in their automobiles is not it's not a valid cultural process. It's a technological one, but the technology is disturbing the culture there. It's interfering with it. So I don't see it as a balancing.
Supplanting it, basically.
Yeah, I don't see it as balancing at all. I just see it as a disintegration of literacy and a disintegration of the great Western tradition. And probably, as in the analogy with the older civilizations, probably it's a necessary process, something new. In order for something new to emerge out of this, the civilization has to fall apart. And it's a natural process. It's akin to any organism dying, reaching the end of its life cycle. And it has to do that. It has to go to sleep before something. And new myths will come out of all of this. They're working their way up through the